with space travels, how long can we maintain our homeostasis internally? Because we have our own electric field right here, like thank God. But if you're on Mars, there's no magnetic field there, and there's no atmosphere, there's no ionosphere, there's no Schumann resonances. There's probably some little things that exist, but the spectrum, the light spectrum is going to be way weaker than it is here. We live on a very energetic planet. Like I just did a live stream last night. We were talking about the energy coming off the sun. Jupiter is like way far away from us, 5 AU. We're at 1 AU. We're so close to the sun. We call it the Goldilocks zone, but we're just like supercharged here on Earth in many ways. And you take away those energies and we just totally desynchronize. So yeah, seasonal depression and things of this nature, people aren't getting enough light. It's like vital for our life force energy to like get the amount of energy and light that we need at these low frequencies, medium, high, all those things, super important.
Have you ever heard of sun gazing?
Yeah, I do it.
Do you?
Not because I read some book or something. I don't know, every now and then I just look at the sun a little bit, but not so much that's stupid. I mean, just like be smart about it.
So I never read any books in it either. I'm guilty of not fully understanding what the terminology means, but I have noticed that specifically in late spring, early fall, before the time zone change, that I'll catch myself in late afternoon, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, when the sun is pretty low in the sky, just staring at it and feeling that energy. Yeah, feeling that energy coming in. I jokingly internalize it as, feeling all those photons coming in, man. Like, and it definitely, like, there's something about it I can't explain. Like, it's not like I jump up and I'm all charged. But there's definitely some energy transfer for doing that. And again, I don't recommend doing this at high noon, people. You want to do it when the sun is very low on the horizon, because you can fuck up your eyes by doing that.
Yeah.
But if it's very low in the horizon, you can actually see blue. So the sun isn't this white ball; it's this like resonant blue dot that's inside of it, with the light flashing around it. It's really cool. I've never had the opportunity to talk to anybody about that, so that's why I wanted to bring it up and see what your thoughts were on it.
Yeah, well, like here, I'm going to use this to kind of illustrate what I'm going to say. This is shungite. This is elite shungite. This is like pure carbon, like 99.5 or 9% pure carbon. Notice that's black. And they've done studies on shungite, and it absorbs electromagnetic radiation. So this will absorb like Wi-Fi energy, because that's type of light, just microwave range. It's black because it's also absorbing visible light. I mean, it's not reflecting any visible. It is a little shiny, but it's absorbing all this energy. And in general, if something's black, it's absorbing light energy. It's also kind of cold, so it's absorbing a little bit like heat energy too. It's like a heat sink. And if you look at the human body, where's the one spot where it's like the darkest black? It's like our pupil. It's like pitch black. Right now we can modulate the size of our pupil, but it is like absolutely pitch black. And so you are receiving the most light energy through your pupils as compared to the rest of your body. Now, people that have skin color, they have melatonin, and that is a molecule that absorbs a lot of light energy that has some very interesting effects in the body. So their light absorption is different. I mean, I don't have too much skin color just from the watermelon juice I've been drinking, but the pupil absorbs a lot. So when you are looking at the sun, you're getting some light on your skin. And I'm also reflecting a lot because I have fairly light skin. I reflect a lot of that light energy. But the pupil is absorbing everything. Everything that's going into the pupil is being absorbed. And so there's something to that. And they've like a little data point that kind of backs up the effects of sun gazing in a healthy way is they show that people had better protection against ultraviolet light when they weren't wearing sunglasses because the eyes were taking in that ultraviolet radiation to some degree without sunglasses, and basically signaling to the rest of the body, be like, hey, there's ultraviolet radiation in high doses right now. Let's, create a little bit more of a protective effect, like be ready for that. But if you put on UV blocking sunglasses, you're not receiving that signal through your eyes to your optical nerve, and we didn't really know how it works too well. But then you'll get a worse sunburn as a result of that. So that is an example of energy coming in just through light, informing your body to like enhance its cellular protection against ultraviolet radiation. And so that's just like one thing. There's probably a whole bunch of things like that, which we just haven't really, kind of conceptualized or thought of yet.
Dude, that is so funny. When I first got out here to California and I was working, I had to wear sunglasses. Like the sun was just too fucking bright for me. And you've been in New England and you've been out here. Night and fucking day with the energy levels out here. Night and day. So after about, I don't know, a year, I started to be able to remove my sunglasses at certain periods of the day. In other words, the light wasn't so bright that it like hurt my eyeballs. Like in the morning, I still had to wear them, because you're driving into the sun in situations like that. Yes. But it's gotten to the point now where I never wear sunglasses. Now I notice on super clear days, and sometimes even when we get the hazy days, that I'm like blinking when I take Poe to the beach. I try to take him there at least once or twice a week, sometimes more if I have to.
Great.
Just to let him run around. And I like to ground too. I like to take my shoes off and get my feet in the sand. And I've noticed that, there are days when it's still kind of hard for me to keep both eyes open. But even still, at the end of the day, I can sit there and stare right at the sun. So I think what you're just saying is that my body is way more aware of this than I am.
Yeah, I think that's probably true for everybody.
And I don't burn. I don't burn. I turn like deep red color. I never get a sunburn.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is.
I've had some wicked burns out of Cali.
Oh man, they were giving me
not you.
Yeah, they were giving me such a hard time on the job sites.